Hello and welcome to CIO News. I am Khushbu Soni, your host for the broadcast and chief editor at CIO News. This is an exclusive interview series on the topic of Voice of CIO. It is a recorded session and will be available on our website, that is cionews.co.in, and our CIO News LinkedIn handle. It gives me an immense pleasure to invite our CIO for today's episode. He is Mr. Tamer Hamdy El-Sayed, the Group Head Information Technology at Amer Group. Tamer is an innovative technology leader who has strategic, visionary, and passion for improving technology and personal to accelerate business growth. Tamer has more than 20 plus years of experience applying IT management, IT services, project management, stakeholder management, process, IT governance, IT operations, problem solving for both management and technical to improve team and organization's performance in aspect of information technology. He has experience in developing long-term technology initiatives and has successfully managed mega projects delivering the best practice business process in different industries, which includes real estate, manufacturing, retail, construction, engineering, service, and public sector. It is an absolute pleasure to have you today, Tamer, and I'm pretty sure it is going to be a very insightful session for all our viewers today.
Thank you for this great introduction. It's also my great honor and pleasure to meet you.
Great, great, and pleasure is all ours as well. Awesome. So I wanted to begin, Tamer, putting across our first question is, how has the real estate industry geared up in terms of technology in the current scenario? And what are your thoughts on how fast is digital transformation accelerating in the real estate industry today?
Okay. You know that we are now in the era of Industry 4.0. Right? So everything is easy for remote and the control all the houses like smart home, clouding, virtual reality, IoT, and so on. So real estate industry realized that they need to shift and change technology and the landscape to keep an edge of in the industry. So enhancing the system process, enhancing to help to facilitate and flexibility for the company portfolio, and also enable more user-friendly for office experience, building experience, and owner experience during the selling or the buying their house. So more flexible meeting rooms, workspace, social wall, virtual windows, and also customer experience and the clouding, because we need a lot of things to do and a lot of data to process. So we need a very huge clouding processing. If you will just stick to the old way, just on-prem, just keep your devices, you will spend a lot of money to get just some few of these things. But when you go to cloud, you will get a lot of, let's say, a lot of processing power, a lot of accessibility. You can access everything from anywhere.
Right.
So now the real estate, it has to come to digital transformation for basis a lot of things, because real estate, it has a lot of industry. You have customer experience, you have engineering, you got operational for the building, for the house, for everything, starting from maintenance to extra service that you can sell to your customers, like FTTX, IPTV, maintenance, and also you can Monitor, like smart cities, you can monitor the water wastage, the agriculture, the light system, the security system. So we have a lot of everything, a lot of, let's say, a lot of industry work in real estate.
Right, right. Awesome. And how, do you think, what is the need, to start this whole digital transformation journey for any organization?
Okay. To start your journey for digital transformation, first you have to put a plan
Right,
and change the culture, because we are doing this thing with old way, but
correct,
we needed to do it with the new way, the
right,
digital way. So we have to start process re-engineering. Before starting to buy any fancy technology or buying anything, even the cloud, even the IoT, even the application itself,
right,
we have to start with ourselves. We have to start with process re-engineering. We have to adapt to the new best practice, starting
correct,
from finance process, purchase process, documentation, everything.
right,
When we have this fully integrated process, then we will go to start with the applications, start with vertical solution for my industry, then we'll go and use clouding. If I would need to use IoT, like in real estate, to do smart buildings and smart compounds, smart cities, so we'll go for it. But because we have the process itself
correct,
integrated, we have to see the full picture of the integration itself before we start.
correct,
And we need to do the core. And every digital transformation core is the ERP itself,
right,
because it holds our core business, finance, supply chain, our customer base itself,
right,
our vendor base, and the relation, our employees itself. Now we are talking about employee experience, the
right,
self-services and everything for both my customer CX and my employee itself. I have to not monitoring only. I have to get engaged my employee
correct,
to get more involved in the business, to feel that they are very important to
correct,
the organization itself. So digital transformation depending on how to build uh, integrated processes for all the company. Then
correct.
apply the technology on it, not getting the technology and apply the process. You
Yeah,
will get, you will get after time stuck in separate islands. This
true,
island is not talking to this island. Even they are the best technology, but
correct.
you have to build your own process, put the technology on it.
Very true, and I think very correctly mentioned the right steps, to begin the digital transformation journey. I think it's like I said, it's very vast. However, it all begins with processes having in place first, and also, the right talent. To drive the whole journey of digital transformation, it requires to
Exactly.
train the internal team to be more equipped. Very correctly
Right.
mentioned, Tamer. Awesome. How can digital technologies can enhance the house buying experience for customers while boosting operational efficiencies for real estate brokers?
Okay. Now, people nowadays prefer to go online and look for their property before going to brokers or developers to show their property. But they go for online first, get more information about the industry and the properties and what types of products in the market. So if we have like customer experience journey online, like virtual reality to take a tour on the house. Also, the AI itself that match the apartment and your requirements to
Right,
the developers. This will help portals, contactless solution for if I need a home loan and assurance
right,
and services, and also after service experience. After selling experience. Now, okay, I got a house, I live in it. So what service I will get from the developer
Right.
when I live in this house? I have to look in it. So do I have a paid service? Do I have uh, FTTH? FTTX? I have a phone. I can have a mobile app that can see my charges, see my services that I need. I can call for the service, housekeeping, everything.
Right.
All this experience, it has to be now changing, and it has to be in our industry. Not only how to sell, it's only how to sell, how to develop the property itself, and how, and after development, what services that we will have. So everyone now looking for these three layers when they are buying their house. Also the operational cost itself. If I buy this house, what is the operational cost? I will buy, like if I got a commercial property, a store or something. What is my operational cost? Is it efficient in this property? They have IoT systems. I can monitor my water usage, my electricity, air condition, and the maintenance of the property.
Correct.
So all of this and smart building solution. Okay, if I have two properties, this one without any management system, and this one with a management system that can monitor and do everything for me, okay, I will go for it. This is how everyone changed.
Correct. Correct. Awesome. My next question is, what opportunities can cloud adoption provide to the real estate organizations?
Okay, what is the adoption? As we say before, we have three main areas. Selling the property, the developer, real estate developer, I have to sell my property. I have to operate the operation in my property. So first thing is depending on sales and demand marketing management solution. So I have the CX solution, cloud solution to manage my opportunity and my lead management itself, to manage my campaign and everything. And all this solution is a clouding solution. Because it has to be integrated with my website, my social media accounts, even with search itself. When someone goes to search for Google or anything to get to see the property, I have to be on there to customize and work with AI to customize the need for this person. Do you need a villa, a palace, or just a small apartment, or even a commercial? They have a huge store or just a small store. So AI can translate all these keywords and everything and the human behavior, so he can lead him to my company. So this is the first thing. Now I got the customer, I have everything. I need to build the property itself. So I have to get a cost efficiency to gain more ROI. So I need to go with, like say, BIM, building information modeling. To control my my cost. So I have to go with building modeling and everything, from visualizations, from clash detections, from the coordination itself in the site, and also project management for it. So all of this to control my cost. Then the last stage is the operational, which is a continuous stage. For this area, I have to build my own IoT systems that can monitor, and it has AI on the top of it to get me the benefits and everything to be monitored, and to suggest and get me the information and the solutions for my problems, like electricity, water, agriculture, even the maintenance itself for my property. And the next, also the what profit I can get from this property, what added services I can do, like maintenance, in-house maintenance, smart home activities, satellite, a lot of things that I can do it with smart home and smart home. Even the security itself, I can provide and get money for it. So all of this, it has to be integrated. IoT, it has to be in a system and based on a technology and on the cloud itself.
Got it. Awesome. The next question is, how valuable and beneficial can cloud solutions be in terms of customer relationship management, security? So we definitely see a lot of adoption on cloud for cost efficiency and scalability. So do you see customers being able to leverage the cloud journey and also the security aspect of it, if you can highlight a few points around that?
Yeah, all the way when I want to sell my property, I have to put a billboard, signage in the street to introduce my project, right?
Right.
Now I use the online platform, I use social media, I use the ads on searching.
Right.
All this, it has to have a very huge and powerful computing system
Right.
to track a lot of keywords, a lot of searches, a lot of everything across different platforms, across search, YouTube, private rooms, and everything.
Right.
So no one can do this by himself. It has to go with a CX solution based on a cloud. So the cloud and digital IT infrastructure on the cloud can build all of this. Then I have to get this data to process for lead management,
Right.
to deal with the customer. Okay, the customer introduced himself to me and he wants to buy this property. And we are in a distance, especially now in this pandemic, COVID.
Right.
So I have to get a infrastructure to get in contact with him through, let's say, video meetings.
Right.
He can also have the option to buy online.
Got it.
So all of this, and all these options, it's built on the top of IT infrastructure on a cloud.
Right.
And to keep tracking of this record of the history, because the history is very important to know this customer, how many times he got to me, why I didn't close this deal, why I closed it, why I got a lot of opportunity, like 1,000 opportunity, but only I closed one deal. Why?
Right.
So I have to analyze all this data.
Correct.
And all this data, like BI and AI, it has to go with a very powerful computing system. So real estate depending on computing to analyze a lot of data to sell their product now. All the way just waiting for the customers to come.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore.
Correct. Awesome. My next question is, what technologies are required to deploy to achieve the vision of constructing smart buildings, compounds, and how IoT can specifically add value in the construction?
Okay. Smart building. Smart building, to build a smart building and green building and everything and sustainability, and the one that drives this thing is the cost. So to reduce the cost and build all these components, I have to be on a digital way, not the old way. Old way is the 2D drawings. Now we are going to 3D modeling.
Right.
So building my model and using BIM technology, using my document on the cloud, like 360 document or something. So I can go with building that is green, sustainable to it. So then I have to maintain it. So I use the IoT. I have to use the IoT, even a small IoT like IoT for elevators,
Correct.
IoT for smart meters,
Right.
smart meters and everything. Also, to reduce my cost, I have to use the sensors for motion detection to
Correct.
reduce my electricity bill. So
Right.
all these smart components to reduce my cost, I have to use IoT devices. This is
Correct.
the value. And also when I built my property, during the building, I have to go to see is the actual building, is it the same as the modeling? So I have to use some IoT devices, laser scanners, and everything just to get the as-built to compare it with the model.
Correct.
So to keep track and also to control my cost. So it's very added value during the build and during the operation. I have to use IoT and use the technology and the clouding for got let's say I'm on a site, on the site, I have the building, I have to review the drawing. Do I have to go with the drawing on a PC and everything? No, only with my mobile, I can review it from the cloud and see, issue my inspection and everything on the cloud. Then the head office, whatever the head office where, they can see on a real time what is happening on the site.
Right. Right. Awesome. My one last question before we end. How can smart buildings and compounds be beneficial for the customers on the and the real estate organization?
Okay, let's say that I have this property as a customer. I want to do some smart smart home devices and smart home components. Do the developer do the infrastructure for it? That's the question.
Okay.
We have a fiber that can provide me with the internet, with IPTV, so I can put my devices and control it from outside the home. That is the benefit. Let's say we are in a very hot day, and I need, before I go to home, to open my air conditioner. This is now is the need. This is climate change.
Correct.
Even the heating system itself, I need to be open, not leave it as an open and leave the home. So when I come back, it will be in a good temperature for me. No, just before I go, when I want to go to home, okay, just open my mobile, give the order to my home, open the condition, open the heat, do everything like this. This is for, let's say, life needs. But what about also the cost? The water wastage. Do this home or this compound can use the water and recycle it? They have their own devices that get the water from air condition, the heating system, and recycle it to use it in agriculture. This agriculture itself use the correct amount of water to for the agriculture itself, or they only put a lot of water, or reduce the water so the plant is dead.
Correct.
All this customer can it will reduce his cost and make his life easier.
Right, great, wonderful insights, Tamer. I think very great, perspectives and visionary thoughts for the real estate industry specifically. I would like to thank you once again for taking out time for CIO News series and joining us on this episode. Thank you once again, and you have a great day. We hope to stay connected with you, and pleasure to host you.
It's my pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.